Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking geopolitical twists of the year. Finland, a nation long known for its calm diplomacy and quiet strength, has just delivered a double slap to Vladimir Putin that's shaking the Kremlin to its very core. This isn't just another border dispute or political maneuver. This is a historic turning point that could redefine the balance of power in Northern Europe forever. For decades, Finland kept a delicate peace with Russia. The two nations share a long and often tense history, from wars in the 20th century to a fragile neutrality during the Cold War. But everything changed after Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine. The invasion woke something inside Finland, a realization that neutrality no longer meant safety. The Finnish people decided they'd never again live under the shadow of Russian intimidation. And that's where the first slap came in. Finland officially joined NATO, abandoning its long-held position of neutrality and stepping right into the military alliance Putin despises the most. This was not just symbolic, it was strategic. With Finland's entry, NATO gained over 1,300 kilometers of new border with Russia, completely flipping Moscow's northern defense strategy on its head. Suddenly, the Kremlin's comfort zone vanished. Instead of pushing NATO back, Putin found it expanding right up to his doorstep. What made this sting even more is how fast it happened. Finland didn't hesitate, didn't waver, it applied, it prepared, and it joined with full force. Its military, already one of the strongest per capita in Europe, brought massive artillery power, modern tanks, and a commitment that NATO desperately needed on its northern flank. The Russian government tried to act unfazed, but the shockwaves were obvious. For Putin, who launched a war to prevent NATO expansion, this was a humiliation like no other. But Finland wasn't done. The second slap came even harder. In a move that completely blindsided Moscow, Finland signed a new defense cooperation agreement with the United States. This deal gives the U.S. military access to Finnish bases, training zones, and infrastructure, effectively allowing American troops to operate just miles from Russia's border. It means U.S. aircraft, missiles, and surveillance systems can now watch every move Moscow makes in the Arctic and the Baltic Sea region. For Putin, this is a nightmare scenario. His goal was to push NATO away. Instead, American forces are now closer than ever. Russian state media called the move provocative, but behind the scenes, the Kremlin knows it's lost control of its northern sphere. Every strategic route, every military base, every radar ping now falls under NATO's watchful eyes. Finland's decision has turned Russia's once comfortable backyard into a battlefield of intelligence and deterrence. Inside Moscow, panic is quietly spreading. Reports suggest Russian officials are furious at how Finland moved so decisively without fear. There's talk of increasing troops near the Finnish border, but Russia's stretched too thin. The Ukraine war has drained its manpower, its weapons, and its morale. Putin's generals can't even hold ground in Donetsk. How can they handle a new NATO threat in the north? The truth is, they can't. Meanwhile, Finland stands firm and united. Its leaders have made it clear they're not afraid of Russian threats. Finland's entire defense system is based on readiness. Every citizen knows what to do in a crisis. Their underground bunkers, air defense systems, and rapid mobilization forces are among the best in Europe. If Russia ever dares to test them, Finland is ready to respond instantly, and now, with NATO and the US at their side, they have unmatched backup. And it's not just Finland. Sweden is following right behind, preparing to join NATO as well. Together, these two nations form a powerful northern shield, a wall of defense stretching across the Baltic Sea. What was once seen as Russia's safe zone has now become a fortress controlled by its rivals. The Arctic routes that Moscow relies on for military movement and trade are slowly slipping out of its grip. The timing couldn't be worse for Putin. His military is bogged down, his economy is crumbling under sanctions, and his influence over Europe is evaporating. Finland's bold stance sends a loud message to the world that small nations can stand tall against bullies. It's proof that fear can be replaced with unity, and that courage can rewrite history. Analysts say this double slap, joining NATO and partnering with the US, has permanently changed Europe's security landscape. Finland now plays a crucial role in intelligence sharing, air defense coordination, and countering Russian cyber attacks. And for the Kremlin, this new reality is devastating. Every move Russia makes is now under surveillance, every threat countered by a coordinated Western response. Putin's war in Ukraine was supposed to make Russia stronger, to intimidate its neighbors, to divide NATO. Instead, it's done the exact opposite. He has united Europe like never before, pushed neutral nations into the alliance, and exposed the true weakness of his regime. Finland's rise as a NATO powerhouse is the clearest proof yet that Putin's strategy has completely backfired. As winter approaches, the tension on the Finnish-Russian border is expected to rise. Reports are already emerging of Russian drones, troop movements, and propaganda campaigns targeting Finland. But the Finnish people have lived under Russian pressure before and they've survived every time. This time, they're not alone. NATO stands with them. The United States stands with them. And the world is watching. In the end, Finland's double slap wasn't just about politics or defense, it was about pride, sovereignty, and courage. It's a warning to aggressors everywhere: the era of fear is over. Small nations will not bow down. And as the Kremlin reels from the shock, one truth stands tall: Putin's empire is crumbling from the outside in, and Finland just helped light the fuse.